People have been waiting and wondering what the heck is going on with LeBron's situation with the Los Angeles Lakers, as it seems like LeBron, for the first time, doesn't have as much control on his franchise as maybe what him and Rich Paul are comfortable with. We got recent comments from LeBron, as well as J.J. Redick and Rob Pelinka have a meeting with Luka. We'll talk about it all and more right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What's going on, basketball fans? Welcome to another episode of NBA Central, your number one spot for everything basketball related. I'm the host, Derek Hayes, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at NBA Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into the content for today, y'all. And so this is a weird one. The situation with LeBron and the Lakers after the trade of Luka, in which, Rich Paul came out and said if he was aware of it, probably wouldn't have happened. LeBron apparently didn't know about the trade. And LeBron James, according to Ramona Shelburne of ESPN and Brian Windhorst, saying this: LeBron is reportedly unhappy with some aspects of the Lakers' ongoing transition to Luka Dončić and as the next face of the franchise. Shelburne went on to say James understood the Lakers taking advantage of an opportunity to pivot to the younger superstar. But from James' perspective, sources say nuance was sometimes lost during that transition. We'll see, right? And Rich Paul also talked to Shams Charania before, and he says that that LeBron wants to compete for a championship, and James's representation wants to evaluate what's best for LeBron at this stage in his life and career. Now, it's probably a much ado about nothing. I want to be clear. More than likely, this is nothing when it came down to it. But the reporting around this is just getting more and more interesting. We know that a lot of teams reportedly are waiting and seeing, and if LeBron comes available via trade or anything else, they're going to be knocking at the door. And that's no surprise. LeBron can still help teams. Despite his age, he can still absolutely help teams. They go on to say in this as well, and Shelburne and Windhorst saying this: James forgave that decision because of his respect for Dončić and understanding of the franchise's reasoning for making the trade and keeping it under wraps for as long as possible. So it just seems like LeBron is just really at the place where he doesn't like the way that the Lakers are handling business right now. And with LeBron going to the Lakers, not only was it a chance for him to, of course, he wanted to bring a title to LA and continue winning titles, but it was as much for the business aspect of everything else. And so when LeBron feels like, if he truly feels like they're not handling business right, it makes sense that LeBron is going to reevaluate what's going on and what the situation is down there and how it's going to continue to evolve, because now it's already put LeBron in a place where he's not really sure what's going on and what his place is in this. And that's already weird enough, right? And then we got word yesterday, too, that we covered as far as Luka Dončić, at being at the place where he's going to wait to sign a contract extension, wait to even discuss a contract extension till after September. So around October, he's going to be playing over with his home country, and he's not going to really visit those trade talks until he comes back from that and he's back stateside. Well, this got even weirder and took another turn, which about an hour and a half ago came out that Rob Pelinka and J.J. Redick talked to Luka and detailed that the plans for Luka around Luka going forward in a meeting. And this comes from ESPN as well. It says that tell ESPN Pelinka and Redick explain not only their strategy in building the Lakers around Dončić and his skill set, but also how they plan to navigate the complexities of the new collective bargaining agreement. Pelinka made it a working dinner by discussing the second apron, the value of preserving cap space to acquire an age-appropriate co-star, and even had a thick binder with him. Pelinka had previously brought that binder to meetings such as these with LeBron James. Now that the Lakers have acquired Dončić, they are building around their younger superstar instead of their older one. Pelinka has frequently been in touch with Dončić and Seager since the Lakers acquired him. The Lakers leadership term has been incredibly welcoming and supportive of Luka since we arrived in LA, says Luka's agent. Now, this adds a whole nother thing. The key part in that I want to say is that a age appropriate co-star to go with Luka, to me, that clearly states that the Lakers are probably out on LeBron James going forward into the future, unless he buys into what is going on here. Now, if the Lakers make a trade, an acquisition that makes sense, and it actually gives LeBron a chance to also compete for a championship, I see no doubt that LeBron would be willing to fit into that. And we know LeBron's skill set. We know the way he plays basketball. He can fit in with just about anything depending on the role that he's willing to accept. But I think this is a case in point of how important it is to communicate to the players that are on your roster what the plan is for them and for the stage of your team. And it seems like, via what we're hearing, and again, take that for what you will, that they aren't necessarily communicating properly with LeBron. To hear that they have taken a folder or binder that they usually take with them to meetings with LeBron and now transition that to Sager and Luka, I mean, that's fine because he is now the superstar on your team, but it does raise some huge questions on what the hell is going on here, right? And so Luka can sign this offseason a 4-year, $229 million contract extension, or he can opt for a shorter 3-year, $165 million with the player option for the 2028-29 season, which will then put him in position to sign a 5-year, $418 million contract in 2028 because he'll reach 10 years of service at that point in time. So stay and look for that. Whenever Luka's contract extension is announced or goes down, is it 4 years or is it 3 years with the player option? Because if it's the latter, that 3 years with the player option, to me, that says that Luka's not only focused on staying with the Lakers, but also the huge payday that he can earn as well by staying with that. He also could play out his current contract through 25-26 and then choose a 5-year, $296 million deal or a 4-year, $219 million contract somewhere else. So that's what it comes down to. Luka has a lot up in the air right now. The Lakers have a lot that they need to decide, but it seems like the transition period between Luka and LeBron, the Lakers have already decided, and they decided their path, and they have a plan. I once questioned, I should say, let me hold myself accountable, their plan for wait till 2027. Then we heard that not only are they planning in 2027, but also they have targets in 2026. They want to be players in both free agencies to continue to build this team around Luka Dončić, which isn't a bad problem, but it seems like, by all intents and purposes, and this may be a lack of better words for me and on my end, but it seems like LeBron is on his way out. Luka's already here and in, and they're looking for another star to bring in here that's, again, age appropriate to pair with Luka Dončić and build something sustainable going forth into the future. Part of me completely understands and wants to give them credit for having that foresight, that they acquired Luka Dončić. They probably spent the majority of last season, as well as this part of the offseason, really getting their plan together on how they plan to build this team out. But that could very well leave LeBron out. And while LeBron is one of the greatest players to ever suit it up, and make no mistake about it, I'm a Bulls fan first. I'm not a LeBron fan at all, but I'm not going to deny what he's able to do. But right now, LeBron, the Lakers, they're stuck in limbo. And it's a delicate tightrope to walk because reportedly as well, already one player decided not to sign or re-sign with the Lakers because of the turmoil going on with LeBron and the uncertainty of what that was going to look like going forward. So they decided to move on. And that's the thing here. So now all this is going to be talked about. All this is going to continue to swirl around. And, Gilbert Arenas is already talking about it, saying that LeBron James could be on his way out because apparently he has not met or had a conversation at all yet with DeAndre Ayton, the star that they just acquired. It's a lot going on right now with the Lakers, and how this ends up shaking out, how this ends up turning out, it's going to be fun to watch from a basketball standpoint because, look, LeBron is a player that's basically controlled his own destiny basically since his 4th or 5th year in the league. He's controlled it all. Since he went to the Miami Heat, he's controlled every bit of that. He's controlled the players that he wants to play with. He controlled who wants to stay around, those type of things, who they draft in some cases as well. And so now that seems like that could be moving on and a new thing could be coming around here, it's really going to be, as a spectator of the sport, as somebody who talks about the sport of basketball and everything that goes on in the NBA from storyline and everything wise, this is really interesting because LeBron could very well not just be on the outs in LA, but for the first time, LeBron could be in a situation where the team that he's currently on, the jersey that he'll currently wear if he was on the court, really he's not factored into their future plans at all right now. And when you think about LeBron and what he's meant to basketball and all that type of stuff, that is just something that you would expect LeBron to have utmost power right now. Hell, they just drafted Bronny James and gave him guaranteed money. And you can't tell me that that's not in part due to LeBron James being there. So, what does that mean now as well for Bronny? I didn't even think about that till just now. Shout out to Bronny, who just played against Cooper Flagg last night. Didn't even think about that until we just crossed that bridge. I have no idea what this means. I'd love to hear from you guys on this. How do you feel about this? The fact that it seems like LeBron's out, Luke is in, and the Lakers right now are at a place where LeBron James just is not part of their plans. Whether it's now, whether it's in the future, he's on the roster, he's making tons of money, but it's like he's a sign of the old. and they are trying to move to a new direction. It's almost like when you break up with your significant other and y'all still got 6 months left on your lease and neither one can afford to take it over on their own. So you're both just stuck there for the next 6 months trying to figure it the hell out. That's what this feels like. But you guys can let me know how you feel on it down below. Make sure you guys are following us at NBA Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, NBA Central Show at gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the #1 spot for everything basketball related. I'll see you guys the next time I need to make a video. Probably today. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.